everyone.
Welcome everyone to the English subject of grade 9 by Miss
Thảo
in the Super Memory for Schools program. Before coming to today's lesson, let's look at the picture on the board. Looking at the drawing, can you guess what natural phenomena on Earth is this? It is a volcano eruption, right? So besides volcano eruption, what are other natural phenomena on Earth? Let's come to Unit 9, Natural Disasters. Lesson 1, Getting Started. Listen and read, speak. Let's take a look at today's new vocabularies to see what we have. Disaster, earthquake, volcano, typhoon, thunderstorm, highlands, delta, weather, forecast, to damage, canned food, power cut. About grammar, we will revise relative clause with relative pronouns. There are who, whom, which, that. Now, let's learn today's new words. Disaster, disaster. Natural disaster, natural disaster. In the world, there are many natural disasters. For example, volcano, volcano. Earthquake, earthquake. Thunderstorm, thunderstorm. Typhoon, typhoon. Natural disasters can damage our house. Damage, to damage. There may be a power cut, power cut. Natural disasters can damage our house and there may be a power cut. So I think that we should buy some canned food before natural disasters. Canned food, canned food. How can we know the weather disaster, for example, a typhoon? There are some natural disasters that can be foretold, for example, typhoon. We can know it through weather forecast. Weather forecast. The weather forecast tells us the weather from the highlands to the delta. Highlands, highlands. Delta, delta. We have just finished learning the vocabularies about natural disasters. Let's revise them. Disaster, disaster. Earthquake, earthquake. Volcano, volcano. Thunderstorm, thunderstorm. Typhoon, typhoon. Weather forecast, weather forecast. Highlands, highlands. Delta, delta. To damage, to damage. Canned food, canned food. Power cut, power cut. Next, let's come to the grammar. Today, we will revise the relative clause. Do you remember what is relative clause? It is
mệnh đề quan hệ.
And today, we will revise some relative pronouns. That is who. Who is used to talk to about people. Whom is also used to talk about people for the objects only. Which is used for objects, animals, things, and phenomena. And that can replace who, whom, which. That is used for both humans and objects. That is behind all, everything, and superlatives. Now, let's revise the grammar. Relative clause. To help you remember more easily, I will use the picture and examples from Lesson 8 about relative clause. Look at the picture. Look at the man. The man is standing by the car is my uncle. In the above example, who is standing by the car is the relative clause. It is right behind the word man and supports the word man. Why did we use who? Do you remember? Because the man is human. We use who. And apart from who, we have another relative pronoun that. The man that is standing by the car is my uncle. We can replace who with that is standing by the car, which is also a relative clause. Also stands right behind the word man and supports the word man. Next, we come to whom. Look at the picture. The woman whom you met yesterday is my teacher. Whom you met yesterday is a relative clause standing right behind the noun, the woman, and supporting the noun, the woman. And I use the relative pronoun whom for human that is object. Besides whom, I have other pronouns to replace. The woman whom you met yesterday is my teacher. Or I can use the relative pronoun that. The woman that you met yesterday is my teacher. Let's come to the relative pronoun which. Look at the house. The house which is painted yellow is mine. Which is painted yellow is the relative clause standing right behind the noun, the house, and supporting the noun, the house. I use the pronoun which because house is an object. Besides which, I can also use the pronoun that to replace. Let's take a look. The house that is painted yellow is mine. So you can see that can replace who, whom, and which. That is used after nouns indicating both human and objects. That is used after the pronouns all, everything, something, little, few. And that is used after superlatives. Today's lesson is very interesting, isn't it? Let's revise today's vocabularies and grammar. Can you remember what is disaster? Disaster. Earthquake. Earthquake. Volcano. Volcano. Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm. Typhoon. Typhoon. Weather forecast. Weather forecast. Highlands. Highlands. Delta. Delta. To damage. To damage. Canned food. Canned food. Power cut. Power cut. And about grammar, we have revised the relative clause with relative pronouns. That is who. Do you remember what is who used for? Who is used for humans. What about whom? Whom is also used to indicate humans by their objects. What about which? Which is used for objects, animals, things, and phenomena. And finally, that. Please notice that can replace who, whom, which. That can be used for both humans and objects. That is behind pronouns like all, everything, something, little, few. And finally, that is behind superlatives. Our lesson today is simple, right? I hope you will study well. See you in the next English lesson of Miss Tao in the Super Memory for Schools program. Goodbye and see you later.